Moroccan Atlas. Climbing some boulders, granite cracks and big walls too. And the sun is hot and the water is cold. Welcome to Morocco. Welcome to Morocco.
So this trip that we did to Morocco, I chose to call it Roque Al Qasba. It started in this place called Oukaimden. It's about 70 kilometers south of Marrakesh, so about 1.5 hours. And it just started to get developed a few years ago. If you go there at the right time of the year, just get some beautiful bouldering and in a setting that I think is quite unique.
So we're here with a good international team and lots of different people and personalities, so it's interesting.
The second place that was on our traveling list is an oasis that's called Tafraout. It's about 2 hours from the coast, from Agadir. This place is quite unique, you know, you have these huge granite red boulders. And when it comes to the style of climbing, you have everything from multi-pitch to crack climbing to sport climbing and bouldering.
All these crack lines, they really get me very excited. It's just like a maze of granite domes and boulders and beautiful lines.
My body Sean seems to be quite drawn into the larger cracks. It's such a different way of approaching climbing, you know. You do moves that you would never see anywhere else.
Come on. Yeah, come on, Sean.
So right now I'm standing in front of the medieval square Jam Al Fna. Most of these musicians who play here are actual masters. And the music that I'm into here is called Gnawa. It's sort of an Afro-Moroccan music style. It's the music that the black slaves brought with them from Sub-Sahara up to the Maghreb, which is all of North Africa. The music and their traditions and beliefs mixed with Islam and Sufism and created a brotherhood. It somehow blends my religion and spirituality with the music that I love, with the world that I love, because people think is maybe forgotten in this world or that it doesn't really exist anymore. But at least in Morocco, this culture is still very alive and present on almost any Moroccan person's life. All in all, I think it was, for me personally, a real pleasure to, you know, show all my friends a part of Morocco that they might not have discovered otherwise. I mean, of course, climbing, it's not a problem, but especially when it comes to music and things like this, to come to these people's homes and to hear this sort of more in an authentic way is something quite unique that you wouldn't get access to otherwise, because it's only for the initiated. I've been coming to Morocco since I was a kid, and you know, it takes time to build up a relationship with a place like this. most of the people went back home, and only me, Sean and Mehdi, we carried on to Taria. We didn't want to go through the hassle of going with buses and things like this. So we rented a taxi. We thought, okay, this is gonna be so easy and so convenient and relaxing. We got to one place where the cab driver just went the completely wrong way. We ended up in a village in the middle of nowhere. We had to stay there for the night. The next day we had to look for another transport. The one we finally got was, well, it kind of worked, but it definitely wasn't as comfortable as we had planned from the beginning.
As you can see, it's not the most comfortable ride, especially in the sun. And on dirt road, it's going to be a good Moroccan experience.
The last village you get to is Zawiya. The last part you have to go with mules. What I think makes Taria so special is because it's so hidden. You don't have cars, you don't have all this traffic, some people would say, in the middle of nowhere. It's more the center of the universe, if you ask me. And this little village is surrounded with huge walls all the way. When you hike in, there is climbing everywhere. The potential is endless.
L'ambiance totale. We're standing here at the bottom of La Fatima. Wallah ya La Fatima. Looks like some Verdonesque limestone. Well bolted, that's what I like. So I'll take this first lead. I'll let Sean deal with whatever nastiness is coming after this.
Holy shit, dude, you look like an alpinist. The backpack and everything.
Jesus, what's happening to me?
You feel like an alpinist, man?
It's all your fault.
You see, Said? This is what a summit looks like. And you can't go any higher.
Man, when I thought it was over, we were only halfway. Nice one.
It's great to travel to places with friends, etc. But really to get to know the local people is, I mean, it's everything, no?
Yallah. Yallah.
Bismillah.
And we're climbing today with our local guide, Mohammed. And we're doing this beautiful climb called Fat Guide.
That's me.
That's him. He's the fat guy. Mohammed here is a local. He's a Berber. They climb all their life since they're born. They're climbing on the little cliffs, looking after the sheep and the goats. And so it seems like it's really natural for him to climb even harder stuff with a rope.
اسمي محمد من السعودية 23 عام متسلق في تاغيا دا السيار غلي سكارات زيو 2010 دا السيار خشتاغيا دا تودغا لي غرزن تودغا مهم ولي كل شي بردان تاغيا يدلي فواسن لي سكارات ولي ختن كل شي.
It's great to see Moroccan climbers climbing on their home turf. It's not only Westerners coming there, climbing and then leaving. There's actually people there who stay there, who are climbing on rocks that are in their backyard. A very special day for me, and I was, it was an honor. I was proud to climb with a fellow Moroccan.
Hello boys and girls, here we are in front of the major classic in Tagia called Purple Rivers. Rivière Pourpre. Right here. Major classic. It's just as classic as a gluten-free, sugar-free cake. Alright, Said?
Amen!
Sugar-free, man. Let's do this.
Rivière Pourpre is maybe, as far as I'm concerned, the most famous multi-pitch in all of Taria. For a reason. I mean, it's bolted again by the legendary Arnaud Petit, who's a perfectionist. For me, it ranks among the top 5 multi-pitches I've done in my entire life. It's perfect. By the book.
By the book. And only for you, Mom. I'm putting it back up. Don't worry, Mom. Let's see. Älä huolehdi äiteen. Mä oon aivan turvassa täällä. Mulla on hyvät varmistajat. Tässä on tää, sitten vielä tämä ja nyt on vaan viimeinen reitti tässä, niin sitten se tulee paljon helpommaksi sitä juttua. Ei syytä huoleen, ei syytä huoleen.
You heard it from the man himself. I don't know what he said, but you heard it.
Remember where you heard it first.
Cumbre! We've come to Tagia to try Enzo Otto's roots. We're going to downgrade all of them and make them look easy. And Enzo Otto put too many tick marks. We're gonna brush all away all his tick marks. We're gonna brush all his tick marks.
The kind of new sector that was hot when we arrived in Taria was called Hard Canyon. It was mainly equipped by Enzo, Marcos, Ben and Thomas, who did a great job. There were routes from, warming up to lifetime projects. And it was perfect to climb there, to switch up multi-pitch climbing and then single pitch. And that's definitely one of the sectors that I would love to come back and do some more, because there was, just in that little stretch of rock, there was endless potential.
C'est une paille. Une paille, c'est l'air qui rentre là-dedans qui fait le bruit. Et quand la température ou l'humidité change, la paille elle change aussi, tu vois. Elle a un peu du mal. Normalement, je joue super bien, il n'y a aucune fausse note. Et là, je sais pas si tu as remarqué, mais il y a quelques fausses notes quand même. Hein? C'est vraiment l'humidité, quoi. Pas moi. J'insiste à insister sur ce point.
When we arrived in the village of Taria, Arnaud Petit was still there, so he could give us a little bit of information about Waloubas. It's in the Cascade sector that's above the village. Most of the hard climbing is in the beginning. So on our first day, Sean and I sort of worked those first pitches to get those dialed. And on the day of the send, we did it in one push. So the first pitches we had already worked, and after that it was pure on-site. And we topped out together, in the sunset, and it was just, one of those moments. you do a multi-pitch in one push that was challenging. It combined, you know, hard climbing with a little bit of insecurity. I didn't know how that last pitch was going to be, etc., etc. And I think it somehow also summed up the whole trip, you know. It was just such a beautiful finish, and to do that with a good friend also, I think was, you know, the icing on the cake.
Yeah, dude!
Hold on!
Yeah, deal. Get the fuck up here.
That was the most fucked up on-site I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it was really good.
Such a good job. Such a good job, man.
I was so pumped. Yeah, man.
Incredible.
Thanks, man.
So impressive. So impressive. Wow.
And I recommend anyone who gets the opportunity to travel to Morocco and, you know, really go there with an open mind and embrace the place and the culture and everything that's going on. And not just the climbing, but also everything else. Because I think by the end of the day, climbing is an amazing way to travel, but if you're only focused on climbing all the time, you will lose everything that's sort of going around you. And if you take in also that, you know, that's when you have the best trip and the time of your life.
Tu filmes encore là?
Ouais, mais on sait jamais parce que quand t'es capable d'attendre que je range ma caméra, le temps d'une connerie.
Allez, je vais encore dire une connerie. Une spéciale pour toi.